Hey guys, we're doing another lab here. Today is going to be a, whoop, wrong button. Today it's going to be a packet tracer lab. So to access it, we need to get to our Cybersecurity Essentials material on Net Academy. And it doesn't really matter what reading material you select. We're in chapter 3, so I selected chapter 3. But once you get in the reading material, you're going to click this course index at the bottom here. You're going to click our packet tracer index. So that's course index, packet tracer index, chapter 1, chapter 2. Chapter 3 only has one packet tracer lab in it. So I'm going to right click and open a next tab, or open a new tab. Here we go. Again, I want to make sure you download the PDF for it. Again, I'm going to do right click and open a new tab. I like to do that. It's just my preferred method of opening things. Okay, and so this is the PDF. You're going to fill this out and turn it in. 2, 3, 4. Looks like there are 4 questions to be answered. Make sure you get those answered and turn it in. I'm going to navigate to the PKA file. So at the end of this lab, you want to make sure you turn in this PDF file that I just showed you in the background there, and make sure you turn in a completed PKA file. And double click on this PKA file to get it open up here. Get our packet tracer going. And in Cisco packet tracer style, it's a weight gain. There it goes. Okay, so one thing I've noticed with this lab is it is not pulling up the user profile, so it's not giving you a chance to enter your name. You have to have your name on this. If you see at the top here, mine says guest. So if yours says guest here, let me show you how to get your name put into the user profile. First, I'm going to dock the instructions here, though, because I don't want to lose those off in another window. So let's get everything in the same window view here. Now, to change the name, if you ever open a packet tracer and it doesn't immediately ask you to put in your name, you can go to the options window here and user profile and put in your name. You want to do this very first thing because you're going to see what it does after you put in your name. So put in a name. I recommend putting in an email address too. Because the field's there. Why not? Watch what happens here. So that was options, user profile, changing it from the guest username to your name, and now it's going to reset everything. So I recommend you do that very first thing because you don't want to get along and be in the middle of it or be at the end of it and have to change the name, and then you change your name and it resets all of your work. So do that first thing, very first thing. Anytime you open a packet tracer, make sure it says your name here at the top. At the top here, and then make sure you got that before you proceed anytime you open a packet tracer, because you're going to turn these things in for credit and you need your name on them to get credit. So I'm moving right into it here. Part 1, we're going to configure a WEP. Step 1, setting up the wireless SSID. Step 1, part A, go to healthcare at home, PC01. So this is healthcare at home. This is our PC0 machine. I'm going to click the top button so I don't lose this window. Part B, select desktop, click command prompt. At the command prompt, enter IP config. So go on desktop, command prompt, IP config. And I was afraid of that not being quite right here. So for whatever reason, the machine's auto-configured itself an IPv4, which is not correct, and it doesn't even have a default gateway. So we need to reset our connection here. So type in that IP config again and do a /renew. If you haven't noticed, that is a common step that we have to do a lot. So now just type in ipconfig without the renew, just ipconfig by itself, and this time it has a better representation of what we're supposed to be looking at. So after step B, before step C, we got to type in ipconfig renew. It's a common thing that you have to troubleshoot networks whenever you're out there. ipconfig is your friend to get that fixed in easy situations like this. So now we're looking at the exact same thing. So we got a default gateway of 10.44.3.1, and it asks, what is the IP address for the default gateway? It's right there. It also literally says it in the instructions right above the question. So the answer to that question there is 10.44.3.1, and that goes in right there. I'm not going to fill out the PDF in this lab. I will let you do that on your side of things and make sure you're answering these questions though. So part C, navigate to the web browser and enter the IP address for the default gateway. So I do want to copy this address right here because I'm going to use it. So we exit our command prompt, open our web browser. Eventually the web browser pulls up. Paste in that IP address. Make sure there's no space at the end of it because that'll mess things up. And it asks for a username and password because we're logging into the router is what we're doing here. IP address will do gateway. Enter admin as the step 1 part C, navigate into the web browser, put in that IP address, and then enter admin as the username and the password and click OK. So admin all lowercase, and click OK. Now it says change the part E, change the SSID from default Wi-Fi to home. Oh, sorry, I missed a step here. Part D, the wireless router is the default gateway for this network. Click the wireless tab. So we go to the wireless tab. Now default gateway here, we need to change that to say home with a capital H. Set the SSID to broadcast. So it says to set it to broadcast, but there is no broadcast option. We just need to enable the broadcasting. So this is part F here is click on the enable button. Part G is click save and then click continue. So the instructions are going to say click continue a lot as we go along, but there is no continue button. So we can ignore the click continue part. But you do got to click your save settings. And we're off to step 2. Within the wireless router, click wireless and then wireless settings. So we're already in wireless. We need to go to wireless settings. And in the drop down, step 2 part B, click the drop down menu and set the setup mode to WEP. Let me make this wider here so I know I'm seeing everything. Well, I'm seeing everything left to right, not seeing everything from top to bottom. That's good enough. So we change that to WEP. Oh, no, I can't see all the instructions. Okay, there we go. So the key here is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We want to put that in as key 1. I'm just copy and pasting. Make sure there's no space after your copy and paste because that can mess things up. And then we're going to click save settings, and like I said, we ignore the click continue part. Here's our next question. WP and the key 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are not secure. Why is WP not recommended for use in security networks? It is not recommended for use because the encryption algorithm is extremely easy to break. There are plenty of tools out there that are just click button, crack WEP keys. It's outdated and no longer considered secure. Put that in your own words and answer that question there, and we're moving on to step 3. Step 3, connect the clients. Step 3, part A, within the healthcare at home site, click Dave's laptop. So we can close out of our PCO2. We're going to open Dave's laptop. Going to click this top button so we don't lose our machine window. And click desktop tab and then PC wireless. So desktop tab, PC wireless. This is simulating setting up an access point here. So click the Connect tab and click Refresh. So Connect tab and then Refresh. And we can see our home network that we just set up. It's got 100% signal strength. That's good. So step 3, part D, select the wireless network name of home and click Connect. Click Connect. Part E, enter the key 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there we go. I was trying to enter it in the passphrase part. So got the key entered in the WEP key, and we click Connect. This is the end of part E. Repeat the steps A through E. Oh, look, this is part A again instead of part F. So repeat steps A through E for Mary's laptop. All right, cool. So we can close off Dave's, open up Mary's. We're going to do that exact same thing. I'm clicking this top button to keep the machine up in front of me. Desktop, PC wireless, Connect tab, refresh. Wait for it to refresh. We got the connecting to the network name of home. Putting in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the key and clicking Connect. And we're looking good. So part 2, configuring a WPA2 PSK for Gotham Healthcare branch. Step 1, set up the wireless SSID. So we're going to click Gotham Healthcare branch and go to PC 1. So we can close Mary's computer, back up our map, go to Gotham Healthcare branch, find PC 1, click our top button to keep the machine window from getting lost, and moving on to part B, select desktop tab, click the command prompt, at the prompt enter IP config. So going desktop, command prompt. Let's see if this has IP address. Okay, this one looks like it's set up correctly. Don't need to do any renew or anything. So record the IP address for the default gateway. Right here, default gateway is 10.44.2.1. I'm going to Control-C that and copy it. Make sure it's in my clipboard here. Well, I can remember that in my head. 10.44.2.1. 10.44.2.1 is the answer to this right here. It's not necessarily a question, but it is telling you to record it. So make sure you get that put in there on your PDF. We're going to navigate to a web browser and enter the IP address for the default gateway. Enter admin as username and password. That should sound very familiar. We just did that with the other one. And that web browser taking his time. Oh, it did not go to the clipboard. So what do we have? 10.44.2.1. And then we got admin, all lowercase for the username, admin, all lowercase for the password, and we click the OK button. Let's widen this up here so I can see all from left to right. All right, which step are we on now? Part D, click the wireless tab. Oop. Part E, change the SSID from default Wi-Fi to branch site. Go. Change the standard channel to 6. Standard channel to 6. It's part E and F. And G, set the SSID to broadcast. So just like the other one, there's no actual broadcast option. We're going to enable the SSID broadcasting by clicking that enable button. Then we click save settings and ignore the click continue instruction there. Step 2, set up wireless security. Within the wireless router, click on wireless, then click wireless security. So we're already in the wireless tab. We need to go to the wireless security. And that was step 2A. Step 2B, click the drop-down box and set the security mode to WPA personal. WPA personal. And step 2C, keep the encryption key option set to AES and enter the passphrase Cisco Secure. I'm going to do a copy and paste. If you're going to do a copy and paste, make sure you don't have any spaces at the end or at the beginning so it doesn't mess things up. And we click save and ignore the click continue. Now we're in step 3 within the Gotham Healthcare branch, which we are at. Correct? Yeah, that's where we're already at. We're going to go to Tim's computer. So we can close this PC1, pull up Tim's computer, click the top button to keep the window from disappearing on us. Click the step 3 part B, click the desktop tab, then PC wireless. Desktop tab and setting up the wireless. Click the connect tab and then refresh. This should be very familiar. This is like our 3rd time doing this. And so somehow or another that home network that we set up that was in a completely different building is so strong it reaches all the way over here. Ignore that. I'm going to select the wireless network name branch site and click connect. So branch site and then click connect. Step 2 part E, enter the pre-shared key. Cisco Secure. I'm just copying and pasting. Make sure there's no space at the beginning or end and click connect. And looky there. It looks like we're doing good. Repeat these steps A and E for Mike's computer. And this time step F is step F. So we can close out of Tim's computer, pull up Mike's computer. I'm going to walk through these steps kind of quick here. Push this top button so we don't lose the window. Desktop, wireless, connect, refresh, branch site, connect, Cisco Secure as the key, click connect, and there we go. Adapter is active, looking good. So now we're going to move on to part 3, configuring WPS with radius. We need to go to Metropolis Bank headquarters, so we can close out of that, go back on our map, go to the bank headquarters. This is step 1, part A. Go to the headquarters, go to Sally's computer. So we're not just going to pull up a PC0 or PC1 or PC2. We're going to Sally's computer, pressing our top button to keep that machine window from disappearing on us, and go into part B, navigate to the web browser and enter the IP address for the wireless router. So notice how we're going to Sally's computer instead of a designated computer that's set up, because we're doing everything wirelessly here. That's what's going on. Going to desktop and then web browser. Hopefully Sally's got everything configured correctly so we don't have to step out of our instructions. Okay, now we're in our web browser and I just copied and pasted it. We're going to 10.44.1.251 is our wireless router. And it's going to ask for username and password, which is admin, all lowercase for both username and password, just as we've done with the other 3. Here we go. So we're wirelessly logging into the router. Make that a little bigger so I can see everything. Step 1, part C, on the wireless tab, change the SSID from default to HQ. So we'll go wireless tab here, and the default is just going to be HQ. think I can type that without messing up. H and a Q capitals, all capitals. Change the standard channel to 11. So scroll down a little bit. We got channel 11. That's part A, B, C, and D. Now part E, set the SSID to broadcast. And again, there is no actual broadcast option. We're just going to enable broadcasting with this radio button here. And part F, click Save Settings. Ignore the click Continue part. Now step 2, set up wireless security. Within the wireless router, click on Wireless, then Wireless Security. So we're already on the wireless tab. We need to move over here to Wireless Security. Part B, click the drop down and select WPA2 Enterprise. Keep the encryption option as AES and enter the following Radius server credentials. So we're keeping that as AES, and the Radius server IP. It's not uncommon to see this where they separate the 4 parts of the IP address. So we got 10, 44, 1, 252. This is part C. I'm putting in the Radius IP server. The shared secret is Cisco Secure, which goes right here in the shared secret. And then we click Save. And this, we are not done because this is a Radius server. Configuring the Radius server within the Metropolis Bank HQ site, click the NTP AAA server. So we can go out of Sally's computer. We need to go to this right here, the NTP AAA server. Click our top button to keep the machine up front. Now then, step 3, part B, click Services tab and click on AAA. So we got Services tab, AAA. Part C. Enter the following information in the network configuration. The client name is HQ. H and a Q, all capital. The client IP address is 1044.1.251. I'm just going to copy and paste it. Make sure there's no spaces at the end or the beginning. Secret key is Cisco Secure, all lowercase, no spaces. Just copy in and paste in to make sure there's no spaces at the beginning or end. The server type is Radius and it's already at Radius. That's everything for part C. Step 3, part C. Step D is just click the add button. Now part E, we're going to do some user setup. So we're going to click add to add a new user, and we're going to put in the username Bob with the password Secret Ninja Bob. Then we're going to do it again for Phil with the secret Phil was here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this Secret Ninja Bob, go down here, put in Bob, and then and paste that password, click the add button. So we got Bob in there, and we got Phil, and paste in Phil was here for the password, click the add button. So now we have set up 2 users for our Radius server, and we can move on to step 4. Step 4, connect the clients within the Metropolis Bank HQ site. Click Bob's computer so we can get out of. There's no save button, is there? Let's pretend that we click the save button. It's a good habit. Close the NTP server. We're going to pull up Bob's computer. Where's Bob at? Bob's over here. Oh, Bob's got a big office all to himself up there. Click our top button to keep this machine window up top. And we're going to go to the desktop on Bob's computer. We're going to go to the PC wireless. I'm going to go to profiles this time, not connect. That's part C. Go to profiles, click new. Down here is new. Oh, look, it hides it back here. Neat. Okay. Some of you might lose this in the back like that. See how if it had popped up and I couldn't see it because I had this top button clicked? So if it does that, now you're not going to be able to click anything. You'll have to go down to your windows and find it. and you won't be able to do anything because this top button is clicked here. So if that happens, if you click new and then you get lost and you can't find the info, go down here to your Windows and then click this X and close that. Then go to your top and unclick the top button. Now whenever you click new, watch, see, now it puts it on top. Just be careful because you can still lose that window pretty easy. So where are we at here? So desktop profiles, new, name the profile radius. Radius, all caps. Hit the OK button. Click part E. Click Advanced Setup. It's buttons right there. Enter the wireless network HQ. So wireless network name, capital H, capital Q, and hit next. Do not modify the network settings. Don't do anything on this page. Just click next. Step 4, part H, change the wireless security drop-down menu to WPA2 Enterprise. Click next. Login name is Bob. Secret password is secret. And just see what I did there. I lost my window because I took that top button off. That's okay. We can get it right back. Password. So we got username Bob, password secret Ninja Bob. We click next. So I guess we don't put anything for server name, network certification, all that. Just leave it alone. Click save to connect to the network. Congratulations, your profile has been successfully configured. Looking good. Bob's computer will connect automatically. Repeat steps A through J for Phil's computer. Cool, cool, cool. So we can close Bob's computer. Let's find Phil. So Phil, he's not even in an office. He's in a presentation room. Not going to click my top button because, as we noticed earlier, that can cause issues. Go to desktop, wireless PC, profiles, new, radius all capital, letters, okay. Advanced setup. Wireless network name is HQ. It already is HQ. Hit next. Don't touch the network settings according to the instructions. Select WPA2 for the security. Click on next. Login name is Bill. And the password, Bill, was here. If I remember correctly. Click on next. Click and save. Your profile is successfully configured. When considering a large corporation, why is WPA2 radius more beneficial than WPA2 PSK? I'll go ahead and close Phil's computer here and give you a quick rundown of why that's more secure. So with the WPA2 PSK, there's only one password. Everybody is sharing the same password to connect to the Wi-Fi. That is unsecure for multiple reasons. One, just if somebody who should not have access to the network gets that security key, they now have access, and you don't know which person has access and who doesn't because everybody's sharing the same key. I mean, there are ways to tell who's on the network, but overall, somebody could be on the network without you knowing who they are because everybody's using the same key. With the WPA radius, as you just saw, every individual person has their own password. So you can't log into the system without having your own individual username and password. That makes it a little more secure because there's not just one password being shared. It also makes it more secure because of the ease of retracting somebody's access. You can remove somebody from the system with a WPA2 PSK, in order to remove somebody's access, you're going to have to change the security key and then tell everybody except for that one person, which is way more complicated than the WPA2 radius, where you just remove one person's username and password from the system. I'll let you put that into your own words as to why it's more secure, but you need to make sure and answer that question, and then you are done with the lab. Let's check our results. Cross your fingers. Congratulations, you successfully completed packet tracer, blah, 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 blah. If you don't have that, click this access items and see where you're missing the check mark. Go back and find those instructions and get yourself full credit for the lab. If you are missing something and you don't feel like getting full credit for the lab, that's fine too. Just make sure, and at this point, save your file. I like to click save as and add my name to the end. If you do it this way, make sure you're not adding your name past this PKA. It needs to go on this side of the .pka. Putting in Chris K. I like to do it like this. You guys do it however you want. Like I said, just make sure the file ends with the .pka if you are doing this. Let's click that save button, and you're done. I hope you made it through this lab without too much injury. You guys have a great day. Again, make sure you turn that PKA file and the PDF, and make sure you save them correctly and turn them in to get full credit for the lab. Thank you.